Good afternoon. Welcome to the area's only lifestyle newscast, PA Live. I'm Monica Madeja, and back again, because we like him so much, is Ralphie Aversa from 97 VHT. You're doing so great. It's
I
great
like
to
how
have
you're going above and beyond right now, because we didn't get to joke about this yesterday because the news broke right before we went on about Dick Clark's passing. But about a half hour before the show yesterday, we're all getting ready. And doesn't Monica say, wow, I can't wait till Dave Kaharchik gets back? You can go ahead. I took that completely out of context.
You did. You did. And I only said it because he helps out with the production of the show. And I said, boy, I can't wait. And, you know, take some of the workload off me. But
you're doing a great job, kind of, because you're really, you know, doing everything behind the scenes. So thank you for making it easy for me.
Oh, no problem. No problem. No, you were doing so great. It's so great to have you on the show here. And we're excited because you have the Ralphie Report today. Some great interviews that you're going to talk about. Yeah,
Hot Shell Ray, also Alex Sulowitz. You knew him as Mickey from the boy band Together. They're getting back together also. And X Factor finalist Chris Renee. That's a little later in the show. Yeah,
that's exciting. But coming up on the show today, we're talking art. A big block party in Schuylkill County that celebrates art. Frederick Hubler is here to talk about Block of Art 2012.
Very cool. Can't wait for that. Plus, there is a youth revolution going on in Wilkes-Barre this weekend. We'll tell you about it in our segment, Your Community Live. And if you have neighbors that are tough to live next to, you'll want to hear what some people in Maryland have to deal with. The issue is ruffling some feathers, to say the least. Monica, do you have tough neighbors or no?
I have a little relation to this story. You'll see a little bit later in the show. But yeah, ruffling feathers is definitely the way to put it.
Can't wait for that. But before we get to all that, let's get a check on the news of the day.
Yeah, Ralphie's new best friend, Drew Spire, in the Eyewitness News studio.
That's right. And if I was Dave Kaharchik, I would hurry back because Ralphie's doing such a great job. You never know.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Drew.
Okay, now you owe me one.
Yeah, I do.
Now, you guys know I was listening to the top of your show, and basically what I took away from what you guys were chatting about is that Monica is problematic with the neighbors.
Oh,
that's the one takeaway. Sure. Well, listen, I want to tell you something.
Here we
will get to my neighbor problem story, and you'll see what I mean. But I want to say that while you weren't getting laughs on your Anchorman joke there, Ralphie was loving
cracking
it.
up.
Of course.
Yeah, your buddy over here was loving it.
Think about this, Monica. Great minds think alike. He appreciates the joke. We both wore pink on Tuesday, and notice what we both have on today.
Yeah, you guys, I'll tell you what, that whole, you don't call each other before the show.
It's all up here. That's all it is.
It is. Team Blue
I got to
today.
give it the program, I guess. All right.
I know, because once again, you're not wearing, although that would be weird if we're all wearing the same color.
It would be kind of weird, yeah.
Yes, it would be. We'll see where she falls into the mix tomorrow.
Exactly.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Thanks, Josh. All right. Well, it is somewhat blue day, a beautiful day out there, as you just heard Josh mention. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thursdays, every day this week has been really busy for me. Between going back to the radio station, because I'm still on the air weeknights from 7 to midnight, of course, on BHT all week in addition to doing this. So Thursdays are normally busier, and tonight will be busier too, because then I'm at the Woodlands tonight from 10 to midnight as well. So it's like, So
you have one of those jobs that just sounds so much fun.
It is, and I'm not complaining at all, because I have a blast and I love what I do for a living, and I'm very thankful. But it's not all interviewing celebrities and going to
There's
clubs.
obviously a lot of work behind it, but it's got to feel good to unwind when you can go out and say, yeah, I'm working, but
what's that? Well, hopefully this weekend. Hopefully this weekend
you can unwind.
We'll see. Maybe.
I'm looking forward to your interviews coming up with Hot Shell Ray. They're getting very popular.
And what's cool about it is they were here in Wilkes-Barre in the BHT studio back in the summer of 2009. So I've actually built quite the relationship with these guys, and on a personal and professional level, to see where they've gone with Tonight being such a huge song, and now this tour that they're on is like sold out every date. It's really cool. We'll hear from them again coming up later in the show. Yeah,
we do have a big show coming up, and we want to get to actually what's trending today, what people are talking about online now. Today is Holocaust Remembrance Day, and Israel came to a complete stop today to pay tribute to the 6 million Jews who perished in the Holocaust. This is a pretty moving video here. I mean, people, they stopped what they were doing while the sirens sounded. On roads, drivers, you see here, they stopped their cars, they got out of their cars and stood next to them. Homes and businesses, people did the same thing. In that train car, you can see it stopped. The people inside stopped for those 2 minutes. This day is one of the most solemn in Israel. Today, fewer than 200,000 Holocaust survivors remain in the country. Ralph, you said this is a little personal for you as well.
It absolutely is. My grandma actually was a Holocaust survivor. I remember growing up as a child seeing on the inside of her arm like a tattoo, and I never knew what that was. And it wasn't until after she passed that my parents finally filled me in and told me, actually, your grandma was Jewish. She also survived the Holocaust. You know, thank goodness that she did. So yeah, definitely a very personal day.
Yeah, still very powerful. emotional. Well, some somewhat happier news here, Ralphie, right?
Yeah, although emotional as well if you're down in Tennessee. The winningest coach in the history of college basketball is stepping aside after creating a dynasty in Knoxville, Tennessee. Lady Vols head coach Pat Summitt is moving on to a new chapter in her storied career. Summitt continued to coach the women's basketball team through the 2011 season after being diagnosed with early onset dementia in August. Now she will pass the torch to associate head coach Holly Warlick. Summitt has been the face of the team for the last 38 years and will still work closely with the program after she assumes her new position as coach emeritus. And, you know, not just the face of the team, she's really, I think, one of the, if not the face of women's basketball as well. And of basketball, period. One of the winningest coaches of all time.
You think about the people that she's coached, and you think about how many games she's won, how many championships she's won. I mean, I can't imagine what it's like to play for a woman like this, and to know that she's still with the program is great, despite the awful news about her early onset dementia.
Diagnosed me.
Absolutely. Nobody says a bad word about her, kind of like the next guy that we're going to talk about.
Dick Clark. Of course, people still talking about Dick Clark, and they will be. I mean, he was a TV and music pioneer. He died yesterday at the age of 82. He took American Bandstand from a Philadelphia TV and music and dance show and turned it into a national phenomenon that spanned throughout 4 decades. A spokesman for Clark says that he suffered a heart attack Wednesday at St. John's Hospital in California, where he was admitted for an outpatient procedure. Tributes, they're pouring in, as you can imagine. Last night on American Idol, host Ryan Seacrest said there would be no show like American Idol if not for Clark. And I had a little funny moment today on our noon show, Ralphie, when our anchor Mark Hiller said that he used to watch American Bandstand and try to copy the moves to get some cool hip moves for the ladies. I thought that was good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Dick Clark's impact on pop culture will be, you know, forever known. You wonder, would there be any Idol without Dick Clark? Would there be any Ryan Seacrest without Dick Clark? That's another question you could certainly ponder as well.
That's right, and that's our question of the day. Dick Clark, obviously known to generations, but we want to know what you most remembered him for. Was it American Bandstand? Was it his rockin' New Year's Eve? Let us know. What will his legacy be?
Darlene checked in on Facebook. He was an upstanding man. I never heard anything bad about him. He and his wife were together forever, even with the pressures of Hollywood. He was truly my hero and someone I looked up to. She makes a couple great points there. Hit us up on Facebook with some more, please. Search PA Live. Tell us what you think. Also, follow the team on Twitter at Dave Kaharchik, at Monica Reports.